Ahead on Q2, battling the blaze near Helena, we'll have the latest details, plus a change to a well-known and loved community event.
It's more of a festival and a celebration, really, of everyone coming together to celebrate.
Relay for Life to be held in a new venue and on a new day, and a wild ride to playoffs.
They make sure we get the best of any situation.
A Billings Outlaws season unlike any other. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Hailey Monaco. The reality that this could be a dangerous wildfire season is already being seen near Helena. New overnight mapping puts the Horse Gulch fire burning about 2 miles north of Canyon Ferry at more than 10,800 acres with 0% containment. While crews have battled tough conditions and extreme fire behavior over the past 3 days, there has been some good news. At a public meeting on Thursday, fire officials announced no structures had been lost in the blaze. All evacuations currently remain in place. Officials say the fire is human caused. A Type 3 incident team is now in command of the fire, including 10 to 20 people specifically trained to manage major complex incidents. The Forest Service says crews are working to limit the fire's growth to the south and west. The March Against Drugs starts this Saturday at 11:30, a large event that means a lot to many in our community. Q2's David J. met with the keynote speaker for tomorrow's 25th annual event, as her story offers hope and encouragement to others fighting a similar battle.
The March Against Drugs and Violence involves a walk through downtown Billings. And then part of the event is here on the Yellowstone County Courthouse lawn. The founder of the event attributes the success partly to the speakers who offer words of encouragement and hope. We've all heard a lot about Montana's growing drug problem, but Mina Crenshaw has lived it. She started using when she was just 13 years old.
I started out drinking, smoking marijuana, and then within a year or two I was already onto meth and using intravenously.
That led to more bad decisions. Mina was convicted of several felonies, but it took a car accident for her to realize the seriousness of it all.
I accidentally hit somebody with my car, and that was an eye-opener. That showed me that this is starting to really affect, people that don't deserve to be hurt.
Because of her felonies, she was facing up to 30 years in prison.
They said the only way that you have any chance of sitting in the community is if you are accepted into Star Drug Court. And they said, but you really don't have a very good chance. And I said, well, what's impossible with man is possible with God. And I stood on that.
That's when Mina started to turn her life around. She's 2 years into recovery and is now the keynote speaker at this year's March Against Drugs and Violence.
A miracle. I am very blessed in that way. I feel like, I'm finally, just even in this moment, coming into my purpose for my life.
It's the community who is saying to me, we got to keep it going.
Mike Yakowicz helped found the event 25 years ago and expects a large turnout again this year.
It used to be my event, now it's our event. So we have people coming who have never been involved in substance abuse, and that's awesome because we want to encourage them that this is the right road. Don't get involved in substance abuse.
A message making an impact thanks to stories like Mina's. A woman now building a new life based on her accomplishments and renewed relations with some of her 5 children and other family.
The best apology is changed behavior. I don't wish to shut the door on my past. It's my best asset to the future.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
We're learning more tonight about the scope of a cyber impact that has crippled some operations at the Stillwater Mine. Sibanye, which is based in South Africa, now says the attack disrupted its global server, impacting all of the company's operations. That includes mines and projects in South Africa, Finland, France, and Australia, in addition to Montana. A company spokesperson tells Reuters the company still doesn't know who is behind the attack, but says there has been no demands for payment. External experts have been hired to help identify the breach and bring systems back online. As we first reported earlier this week, the Stillwater Mine remains open, but payroll was impacted, along with operations at the smelter in Columbus. Still waiting on a utility bill from the city? Well, you're not alone. According to Public Works, the city transitioned to a new billing software on June 10th. With that switch came numerous bugs that need to be resolved. There were inaccuracies in the calculation of solid waste fees and water charges related to the West End plant and reservoir project. Public Works delayed sending out the bills to make adjustments to the initial round of bills sent out with this new software. Once sent out, these first bills will not have any rate increases, but August bills will see a rise with an average increase of $4.31 for water, nearly $2 more for wastewater, and storm fees will now be on utility bills rather than property tax statements. The billing period has not changed, but they will be waiving late fees until all of the software problems have been worked out, which they estimate could take 2 to 3 months. After being missing for nearly a month, the Great Falls teen's body has been recovered from Lake Elwell with the help of search volunteers who utilized underwater sonar technology. A team from Idaho who have assisted in finding and recovering drowning victims since 1983 found Kendall Dana's body after searching the lake for 12 days. The 17-year-old's parents tell MTN she was on a trip with friends. She and 3 others were all on paddle boards in the lake when a storm hit on June 15th. The 3 friends made it back to shore safely, but her body was recovered by Flathead County diving teams yesterday.
On this Friday, we still have a lot of heat all over Montana and Wyoming with some scattered showers and thunderstorms developing from Beaverhead County eastward toward Park County and a little bit of activity over far southeastern Montana in southeastern Powder River County. We didn't have any thunderstorms during the daylight hours around Billings. Had some late last night, but just like yesterday, the second straight day of 100-degree heat at the airport in Billings. As you can see, the overnight low is almost the same as yesterday. It dropped down to 66. We have more heat coming with also some chances for some thunderstorms. Your forecast ahead.
It's that time of year when folks in Yellowstone County typically gather in Billings at one of the biggest Relay for Life events worldwide. It happens every July, but starting this year, that's no longer the case. MTN's Diane Parker joins us from the track with the latest.
Since 1999, thousands of Relay for Life participants have walked the track right here at West High School in Billings, always meeting up the second Friday in July to raise a lot of money. Well, this year, those laps, they're moving lakeside at Metro Park, and that's not the only big change.
We have the pond here that will be turned purple, so the luminaries will all be around the pond area for our survivors.
It's all about color at this year's Relay for Life, a purple pond and also purple crush drinks in the pavilion, a variation of Tiny Tavern's popular Orange Crush designed to crush out cancer.
This is more of a festival and a celebration, really, of everyone coming together to celebrate. We will have where you can walk, and the luminaries, of course, those are the big key parts of Relay, and we don't ever want to not have those, but for it to be in a little different atmosphere.
The date, also different, moved to September 14th, a fall Saturday designed to keep survivors cool while raising cash to fight cancer. $350,000 is the goal, adding to the more than $10 million raised since record keeping began in 2000.
Right now, we're trying to really meet that goal.
This relay is always in the top 10 worldwide for fundraising, but this year the emphasis is on having fun in person, with the organization noting a dwindling attendance at the track since COVID.
You're going to have Superman. If you haven't seen him before, he's amazing. He's going to come and do a healing dance.
From healing to hope, there's a lot in store to drive up attendance and funds, and even drive patients to and from treatment long after the event is over.
There's an app, and you schedule your rides after you're initially set up. They help you download the app, and then in there it's kind of like Uber. So you can schedule your ride, and then that person knows when to come and pick you up.
8 local drivers are making life easier for patients who need a ride to chemo when caregivers are at work.
We're always looking for more drivers, but when we can help with local rides, that helps us stretch the grant dollars.
And the event is set to end with a drone show back for the second year.
That is so cool!
In Billings, Diane Parker, MTN News.
Still to come on the MTN 430 News on Q2, a historic bar up for grabs. Russ takes us inside the place that's had many names and has been in a few locations. But first, temperatures staying hot out there. Jason is in next with a full 7-day forecast.